Xi says no one can stop China's reunification with Taiwan. No one can stop you? Yeah, he says no one can stop. Is this a Rob?
It is. You'd have to read the subtitles are in English, but his actual...
Okay, go ahead. I'll read it.
两岸同胞一家亲，谁也无法隔断我们的血脉亲情，谁也不能阻挡祖国统一的历史大势。
Sure, everybody.
You rarely hear this guy.
But, Chinese says declared no one can stop the historical trend of the national reunification, one family. In 2024, China escalated military pressure on Taiwan, conducting near daily air and sea operations, 2 rounds of war games, and a naval show of force after Taiwan's presidential Lai Ching-te, labeled a separatist by Beijing, stopped in Hawaii and Guam. China warned against Separationist Act and vowed future actions if necessary. Tensions with the U.S. remain high as Washington continues arms sales to Taiwan under the Taiwan Regulation Act. Beijing, which has not renounced the use of force to claim Taiwan, imposed sanctions on the U.S. military suppliers and warned against U.S.-Taiwan military ties. Tom.
Well, what he's doing is while we're all being distracted by all these things we were just talking about, think about that. China is always very, very strategic about Taiwan. They are so strategic. They wait for elections. They wait for natural disasters. They wait for things, and then they drop the dime, make the call, make the announcement. And what he's saying is, right, in the middle of New Year's, where we suddenly get distracted by these terrible acts that happen here, and he says, no one can stop the historical trend. China is also very careful in how they communicate. No one can stop the historical trend of national reunification. So what he's saying, historical and trend, he's trying to say, hey, this is going to happen. It's like saying, you know what? So let's say you're going to make birth control pills and condoms. You have to be 18 to buy them. Oh, good luck with that. Teenagers are going to screw anyway. They're still going to mess around anyway. That's what he's doing here. He's trying to basically say, this is going to happen anyway. You might as well get used to it. And then he invokes a couple words here. Family. We're one family. And warns the Taiwan's president, Lai Ching-te, who visited Hawaii and Guam, and he said, those are separatist acts. So he's sending warnings out. Oh, you're going to go to Guam, which is basically a U.S. military base surrounded by very friendly people, in that community. And Hawaii, or you're going to go basically to and then I think the U.S. Pacific Fleet is headquartered out of Hawaii. So it's basically, he sees those as military visits. That's what he's saying, PBD. Hey, those are military visits. Those are separatist acts. Y'all better get used to this. This can be one family and the historical trend.
So let me ask this question.
Very carefully stated, and he's drawing the line in the sand a little bit darker.
Question for you. Today's what date?
January 2nd.
January 2nd. Trump takes office when?
January 20th.
He's got 19 days left, including today's 19 days, right? Okay. Sounds good. What the hell are you going to do in the next 19 days? What can Xi accomplish in 19 days?
It would have to be fast and really freaking messy.
You think he can do it in the next 19 days?
No.
Okay. So you know what that means? There's nothing that's going to happen with Taiwan and China for the next 4 years and 19 days. Is that a fair assessment?
Yep. Unless we decide to let it happen under some EU-type treaty, it ain't happening by force with China.
Okay, so let's just say he decides to do it.
We believe we're going to stand in the middle of that.
Let's say he decides to do it. How is Trump going to handle that if he decides to do it?
Heavily and definitively.
Heavily and definitively. What does that mean? Because we're not going to go to war. Trump's not a guy that wants to go to war.
No, but what are we doing? U.S. military suppliers. So it goes like this. It'll be Ukraine 2.0. It'll be Pacific Ukraine. We give $3 billion a week to Taiwan. They give $2.5 billion a week to General Dynamics to get all the war toys that we would be using if it was our men in uniform. That's what's happening in Ukraine.
So General Dynamics would like that. Essentially, they would like
kidding?
That.
You're kidding?
But to me,
the military complex would love another customer, especially if their credit is paid for by the U.S. taxpayer.
Yeah. Why do you think a part of Xi is sitting there asking himself, why didn't they capitalize off the last 4 years with Biden being there to escalate, knowing that Trump is here? Do you think a part of it is sitting there saying, I screwed up?
Yes, because remember, China usually plays long, and it's like, is the clock
I think
running
so as
out
well.
and we played too long?
Because
I think
that's
so as well.
Because that's going
I'm with you 100%.
Because Pat, when he says no one can stop China, that one is us. He's talking directly to us. Who else is even interested in that situation?
Stop
It's
it.
us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's talking shit to us.
He is.
I have a hot take on China. China's a freaking mess. I think this is all a big distraction by Xi. This whole thing with Taiwan, I think Taiwan to China is Ukraine to Russia. Russia's economy is falling apart right now. China's economy, since COVID, you see what's going on right there? Do you see the article in the Wall Street Journal? By the way, shout out to the Wall Street Journal. They do a great job on this topic.
Yeah, we've been covering this for months. About
historic-
tearing down buildings that were overbuilt,
Historic
all that.
loss of wealth. What's going on? China's economy is burdened by years of excess. Here's how bad it really is. Here's what's going on in China. GDP is going lower. Debt is going higher. Youth employment higher. We've covered the birth rates on this, right, PBD, about how there's an aging population. They have, I think they were just surpassed by India as the most populated country in the world. Declining birth rates. They had a massive housing bubble. How do I, as an American, know that the biggest company in real estate that in China is called Evergrande, right? Why do I know that name? Because they were building these ghost cities that nobody moved into. Rob, there's graphs down there if you want to show that article. Debt, bankruptcies, and historic loss of wealth. If you keep scrolling down, you see a couple graphs here. Here it is right there. What their GDP was supposed to be in 2015 and the 2019 forecast, look where it is now. Basically, 120, half of what it was supposed to be. If you keep going down a little bit further, China's working age population changed from a year earlier. Now they're in the negative right here. So China is basically, they've been called a paper tiger. They were a sleeping giant. They were awakened thanks to Nixon and manufacturing. COVID has destroyed China. People are on to China. Who the hell wants to take their business to China at this point? Who wants to deal with China? So the whole Taiwan thing, Tom, you said that Xi plays the long game. In my opinion, it's all one big distraction. And he's basically saying, hey, don't look at what a fucking shit show we are here in China. Don't look what we're doing with the Uyghurs. Don't look at how GDP is declining. We're worried about Taiwan. Just like how Putin in Russia, young people are dying, people are going to war, economy is crumbling, they're trying to evade sanctions. And he's basically saying, let's go, guys. We're dealing with the Nazis in Ukraine. It's all one big distraction.
But you guys brought up a good point. What a dumbass move. You didn't do nothing for these 4 years. China has been eating our flying spy balloons. They built 17. They bought land next to 17 of our military bases. They unleashed
a dumb move by who?
On him. He owns. But the Biden. You saw those photos that came out with Biden and Hunter and all them with China and all their guys. They have. Biden is in their back pocket. He's been in their back pocket. Why did you wait? Now you're talking shit.
Wait for what, though?
Remember that? If you want to take over Taiwan and do all this shit talking and do it, you should have done it in the first year.
Who? China?
China should have been. What part aren't you getting that I'm saying?
I don't know what Joe Biden has to do with China.
What do you mean?
Being
Joe
crumbling.
Biden, to me, has been compromised by China. They could do whatever they want. They fly the balloons. They're buying land near our bases. They unleashed COVID and no consequences. So why are they waiting for 19 days left to make moves?
Is this where he said, I've never met the business partners?
This is him saying, I've never met any business partners. This is the National Archives released this, Pat. They released photos showing then Vice President Biden meeting with his first son Hunter's Chinese government-linked businesses partners, again proving that he lied.
National Archives released these pictures?
Yes, they did.
When did they?
I think it was it last week, Robbie?
Yeah, 5 or 6 days.
Really?
Saturday, December 28th.
Yeah.
4 weeks before Biden is going to be gone?
So my point my point, Adam, is being this. Follow me. If you're China and you own Biden, you have all this information, you have dirt, you have everything on Hunter, why are you waiting for 19 days to be like, yo, nobody's going to stop us? It's like, what a dumbass move from a leader. You obviously own Biden. You could do whatever you want in our country. Why would you wait? That's my point. I would have done it a long-ass time ago.
Okay. Well,
we need-
woulda, coulda, shoulda. But the point is this.
Well, exactly.
I don't think they're doing anything with Taiwan. My entire emphasis is that China was supposed to surpass the U.S. economy. What was it? China 2025?
Made in 2025.
Okay, 2025 is here, literally. And their economy has tanked. Nobody wants to move to China. Nobody wants to do business in China. It's all one big distraction.
You're right, but both of you guys are right at the same time. You're right. Their economy is in shambles. What the argument we made is, I asked Tom, do you think Xi regrets not capitalizing off the last 4 years since Ukraine, Russia, Hamas, Israel, Iran, all the stuff that happened? Do you think he's sitting there saying, holy shit, here we go. Now Trump's going to come in, and if Trump wins, J.D. Vance wins 2 more. And how old is Xi going to be in the next 12 years? Xi right now is how old?
I think he's 70.
Okay, so if Xi is 70
Fact
right
check
now.
that. How old is he?
71. In 12 years,
71.
it's going to be 83. Trump wins, Vance 2 terms. Now what? So he missed the opportunity if he was going to do it under his legacy.
Good.
That's all. No, we're not. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but
I'm
all we're
good.
saying is that Vinny's got an announcement for you guys. A new product is out for all the angry patriots out there. Go ahead, Vinny.
Well, we've been waiting for it for a while. We did a couple test runs, but boom, Angry Patriot, future looks bright on the side, and we got the American flag in black and white. And guys, this isn't like the normal, what are the ones that we have, Pat, that are like more golf? This is more of a flat brim. I mean, it still bends and it looks sick, and yeah, they're out. So if you want to rock the Angry Patriots, boom, Rob, link.
American flag on the side.
The
Future
American
looks
flag
bright on the other
on
side.
the side, nothing. The back is just regular, but it's like a
Sick.
59.9. It's like, it's a sick hat.
This will go fast, guys. So if you want an Angry Patriot hat, go place the order. If you love Vinny, place the order of the hat.
Yahtzee.
Okay. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.